How is candy made in a factory? Hard candies. The journey of hard candies begins with 4 basic ingredients. The main component is granulated sugar, which provides the primary sweetness and structure. Corn syrup, the second crucial ingredient, prevents the sugar from recrystallizing and helps create that characteristic glass-like appearance. Water is needed to dissolve the sugar and create the initial solution, while flavorings and colorings are added to give each candy its unique taste and appealing appearance. The manufacturing process starts with combining sugar, corn syrup, and water in large copper or stainless steel kettles. The typical ratio is approximately 2 parts sugar to 1 part corn syrup, with just enough water to dissolve the mixture. This combination is crucial because too much or too little of any ingredient can affect the final texture and appearance of the candy. The heating process is where the real magic happens. The mixture is heated to extremely high temperatures, typically between 300 to 310 degrees Fahrenheit, 149 to 154 Celsius. This stage is absolutely critical, as even a few degrees too high or too low can ruin the entire batch. As the mixture heats, the water gradually evaporates, and the sugar solution becomes more concentrated. Candy makers often use specialized thermometers or modern temperature monitoring systems to maintain precise control. During heating, the mixture goes through several stages, each characterized by specific temperatures and properties. The most important is reaching what's known as the hard crack stage, typically around 300 Fahrenheit, 149 Celsius. At this point, the candy will form brittle threads that break cleanly when dropped in cold water. This is the perfect stage for hard candy. Once the desired temperature is reached, the hot mixture is quickly transferred to cooling tables. This is where any additional flavorings and colorings are incorporated. Natural or artificial flavors, acids, like citric acid for sour candies, and food coloring are carefully folded into the cooling mass. The cooling and shaping process requires both skill and speed. The candy maker must work quickly while the mixture is still pliable but cool enough to handle. The mass is often divided into smaller portions and may be pulled repeatedly to incorporate air, which creates a lighter color and more appealing texture. This pulling process also helps distribute the flavors and colors evenly throughout the candy. Finally, the candy is shaped into its final form. This might involve rolling it into long ropes that are cut into pieces, pressing it into molds, or forming it into intricate designs. Some manufacturers use modern machinery for this step, while others maintain traditional handcrafting methods. The pieces must be cut or broken while the candy is still warm enough to separate cleanly, but cool enough to hold its shape. The final step involves allowing the candy to cool completely at room temperature. During this time, the sugar molecules settle into their final crystalline structure, creating that characteristic hard, glassy texture. The finished candies are then wrapped or packaged quickly to prevent them from absorbing moisture from the air, which could make them sticky or grainy. Gummies. The foundation of gummy candies begins with gelatin, the crucial ingredient that gives these treats their characteristic bounce and chewiness. Gelatin is a protein derived from collagen and acts as the primary gelling agent. The quality and amount of gelatin used directly affects the final texture of the gummies. Along with gelatin, the basic recipe includes sugar for sweetness, corn syrup to prevent sugar crystallization and add smoothness, and starch, which helps with molding and texture. Flavorings and colorings are added to create the vast array of gummy varieties available in the market. The manufacturing process begins with the blooming of gelatin, where it's mixed with water and allowed to hydrate. This step is crucial as it ensures the gelatin will properly dissolve and create the desired texture. While the gelatin blooms, a separate mixture of sugar, corn syrup, and water is heated in large kettles. The temperature for this mixture typically ranges between 194 to 203 Fahrenheit, 90 to 95 Celsius, significantly lower than hard candy production temperatures. Once the sugar solution reaches the correct temperature, the bloomed gelatin is carefully incorporated. This step requires precise mixing to ensure the gelatin dissolves completely without creating air bubbles, which could affect the final appearance of the gummies. The timing and temperature control during this phase are critical. If the mixture is too hot, it can degrade the gelatin's gelling properties. If too cool, the gelatin won't properly incorporate. At this stage, flavorings and colorings are added to the mixture. Unlike hard candy, gummy candy can accommodate both artificial and natural flavors, including fruit juices and purees, as the lower cooking temperature helps preserve these ingredients. The colors can range from natural fruit and vegetable extracts to artificial food colorings, depending on the manufacturer's specifications. The molding process is where gummy candy production truly stands out. The warm mixture is deposited into starch molds, a process known as starch molding or mogul system. These molds are created by pressing shapes into trays filled with cornstarch, which serves multiple purposes. It prevents the gummy mixture from sticking, helps remove moisture during setting, and maintains the shape of the candies. Modern manufacturing facilities often use automated depositing systems that can fill thousands of molds per minute. The setting and cooling phase is crucial for achieving the perfect gummy texture. The filled molds are moved to temperature-controlled rooms, where they remain for 24 to 48 hours. During this time, the gelatin sets and the candies gradually firm up. The temperature and humidity in these rooms must be carefully controlled to ensure proper setting and prevent any quality issues. Once the gummies have set, they undergo several finishing steps. First, they're removed from the starch molds and cleaned to remove any excess starch. Many manufacturers then apply a light coating of oil to prevent the gummies from sticking together. Some varieties receive additional treatments, such as a sour coating, sugar dusting, or even a wax coating to enhance shelf life and appearance. Quality control is performed throughout the process, checking for proper texture, taste, and appearance. The finished gummies must have the right bounce, chewiness, and clarity, as well as uniform shape and size. Modern manufacturers often use automated vision systems to inspect each piece for defects. The final step involves packaging the gummies. This must be done in a controlled environment to prevent moisture absorption, which could affect their texture and shelf life. The packaging material and method are chosen carefully to maintain freshness and protect the candies during storage and transportation.